All right, everybody, we are good. Everything is ready and set up. Dual mics tonight. But yes, we are. I'll just do another re-intro for everybody. But we're going to do some uh, Pixar ranking. We're going to rank all 128. 120. Yeah, there's a lot of Pixar movies. 128 of
That'd be a lot.
them.
That'd probably take more than a few hours.
My brain got ahead of itself. I was going to say 1 to 28, but we're going to rank all 28. But we're going to go 28 to 1.
Yeah.
Obviously, we got to start with the lower end ones and save the best for last. So stick around with us. I'm sure this will be a fun one, and it'll be discussive. I think it'll be heavy with maybe a hot take or two as well, a surprise or
Once we
two.
get into the middle to the top is where the most discussion is probably going to be, unless there's some surprise ones.
Yeah, maybe we'll see how low some rank. Some we may get into it. We'll find out. Who knows? But yeah, we've kept this secret for a while. We literally had to add a couple of movies.
Yeah, that's how
Uh,
long we've had this list
yeah, we've had this list in
locked in the chamber.
yeah, it's just been around. So we've been wanting to do this for a long time. If you guys have been watching or paying attention to any of the YouTube channel and stuff, um, or social medias, have been doing lots of projects, but it's time to finally be able to sit down. Her and I want to do some
Yep.
movie and TV stuff. It's time to do that, and we're going to kick it off with a big one because Pixar is huge in our family. And why not talk about all those movies and what we think about them and where they start and where they live in our hearts? Um, I know
This was not easy either.
it was not easy. No, it took me at least a couple of days to
Hmm.
really come up with. And I had to rethink it again because we've watched these movies a few times since the first time of the list, and like rethinking about some of them and how I feel and rewatching them and stuff. Not really. This list isn't really made for like what's the better movie and being a
Yeah.
critic and all that. That's not us. This is like what movies we like better and why. That's where it's going to land. So stick around. Hopefully, you guys hit us up in the chat, tell us what you think. But we're going to kick it off right now. Number 28 for me. I'm going to start. I'll go first because I think this might be a hot one for a lot of people. My least favorite Pixar movie is Inside Out 2.
No, that wasn't my least
Did
favorite.
did not care for this movie. It couldn't keep me awake. It was not aimed at me. I mean, I'm a 43-year-old guy. This is definitely aimed at teenagers and younger kids. Um, it just the franticness, the anxiety character, I absolutely despised that character. It wasn't funny, it wasn't interesting. The
I
way they
agree with
made the
that.
movie was interesting. I
Yeah.
understand the concept and I like the concept of Inside Out, but this movie in particular just did not have the laughs and it didn't have the heart of the first movie in no fashion. So that one may be a hot take for a lot of you out there, but that's my least favorite Inside Out 2.
Inside Out too.
Yep.
My least favorite is Monsters University.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
See, I like those characters more.
I liked the characters, but I didn't care for the movie. Like, I've never once thought, "Hey, let's go watch Monsters University." Like, I always pick something from the other Pixar movies. That's just I don't know, that was my least favorite.
Well, if somebody gave me a choice, I would pick Monster University over, obviously, over Inside Out 2. So, which of these two would you like to watch? Well, we know why. Yeah, Mike Wazowski and Sully and
Yeah,
Boo, like
I
they
love them
have something
all, but
going.
but Boo wasn't in Monsters University.
I know, but you still think of her and they still talk about her and they reminisce about her a little bit in it.
No, because this was all
Well, it
before.
flashed back, right? Like, didn't the movie flash
I
back?
don't think so.
Okay, then I may be misremembering a little bit of it. So I thought it flashed back or forward at some point.
It was
Their origin is one of the better origins, though, that they did a prequel to. I will have to give them that because I don't think they've done that. They've not gone back and
no,
showed us
none
a
of the other
prequel to anybody.
movies, no.
Yeah, other than Lightyear, which we'll talk about Lightyear. But Lightyear was a movie based off of a blah 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 blah
Yeah,
blah,
Lightyear was like a movie based off of the
a real
action
life character.
figure. Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, obviously, we disagree
We disagree.
because that's not both our
Yeah.
bottoms. But okay. I mean, I get what you're coming from though. Like it, we'll see where it lands on my list. But I like those characters quite a bit actually. 27. on my side. Elemental, just a meh movie, not great. Um,
This is going to be
I
interesting.
can't remember a whole lot about that movie, honestly. Um, I remember it being like predictable. Like that was the first thing I remember coming to mind. I remember us having conversations about it. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
fire and water are gonna get together, and this is gonna happen. It's gonna be like this whole like it like threw racial stuff into it, and things like I liked the point it was trying to get across.
Mhm.
I just didn't like how they did it. Like it was just like how she could build something, with the fire and
Yeah. It
and
was
like
cute though. I mean,
yeah,
it was predictable
they're
though.
all cute,
They are
but
all cute. I mean, I'll give you that. They are all cute.
so anyway, that's me. Elemental 27.
27 for me is Soul.
Okay, yeah,
I just did not care for that movie. It
yeah.
it 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 didn't grab my attention, and it just I don't know. I think it came out COVID time,
Soul came out in 2020, so
2020.
yes.
So yeah. So I don't know. I guess I must have thought something was better during quarantine to watch than it just didn't grab me. And it could be maybe because it wasn't in theaters. Like maybe I would have felt different if I saw it in theaters, but
Mm,
probably not.
yeah,
I don't want to
probably not.
rewatch it.
Right. Yeah. That's not one I want to rewatch either.
No.
Like the bottom 10, I never really want to watch.
Yeah, I agree. I
So
agree.
we'll go through them
I
here as we
mean,
go.
kind of. Some of them I would
Maybe you got to be
rewatch.
like in the mood to some of them, I guess. But yeah. Um, 26, The Good Dinosaur.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, it's just
I like
like
that movie. It's
I mean, I liked it
sad,
better
but
than
it's
two other
such a
movies.
good story.
It was just okay though. Like it wasn't
But
like
okay,
there's not a lot of
okay.
memorable things in it. It was a very,
The
very, very pretty Pixar movie.
it was so
One of the
pretty.
prettiest that they've ever made.
But
But that
I want to say that this does make sense because you were not a huge Land Before Time fan.
nope, I was in like a few years older than most of the kids who were into
I
that.
loved The
Yeah,
Land Before Time.
which they were speaking to that. That's
Yes.
they saw an audience and went, "Hey,
It's
what
that
if we?"
far on your list though?
Yeah, it's just I never want to watch it again. I mean, we've watched it twice, and both
Oh,
times I just thought it was like, all right,
it was so good.
yeah. I mean, the ending part, the like the high, peak part of it, where they're like in the river and stuff. That
Mhm.
part's really good, but that's about the main part that stands out. Like them building their little huts and like how dinosaurs like were smarter than humans and things. Like it's just so weird to me. Yeah, couldn't get into it.
My number 26 is Inside Out 2.
Yeah, see, low on both
Yeah,
of our lists.
yeah.
Yeah, it's just not.
It's just it was not our vibe.
And
It
to
it
believe that that movie is the highest grossing animated movie of all time now, like
I thought it got beat
I don't think so. I will do the research right now while you talk about why
because
you didn't like it.
there was another movie that came out since then. Yeah, Moana 2, right?
No,
No.
no, 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 no,
No.
definitely not close.
I thought there was another movie. Anyway, same thing for me. Like I felt like the anxiety character gave me anxiety watching the movie and I didn't
Bad,
want to
right?
keep watching it. Like,
Like I would put the
what?
word bad on it. Like it
Yeah,
was bad.
it was bad.
No good. Yeah, number one, highest grossing animated film of all time is Inside Out 2. It beat Lion King by $40 million. $42 million.
Okay.
$1.698 billion
I
that
mean,
movie
if they
made.
didn't have the anxiety character in it, I think it would have been a lot better and I probably would have enjoyed it a lot more.
It irks me so
But
bad
I just
thinking about it.
I don't know.
It like you said, it gives you
It
anxiety.
gives me
Like
anxiety
it
watching
just
it.
it gives me anxiety because of how much better I feel like that movie could have been.
Mhm.
Like it felt like most of the movie they were just preaching to you
Mhm.
or to like make parents realize what their kids are going through. And for me personally, and we're parents together, obviously,
Yeah. We
I
should be.
I don't have that problem. I know what my kids are going through. I try to empathize with them constantly.
Yes.
So for me, it felt like, why are you preaching to the choir? I do this shit all the time. Like that's the parent I am.
Yeah.
So I didn't vibe with it for so many reasons. But yeah, I cannot believe that movie is. it had to have been something about like Pixar's back in theaters
I
after
think
COVID, and
so.
like everybody wanted to go see
Everybody
something.
wanted to go see a
I would
family
really love to
movie.
know anybody who tunes in, jumps into chat, watches later, hits us up on YouTube. I want to know, what are your thoughts on Inside Out too? Because it's both low for both of us.
Yeah,
And
very low
again,
for both of us.
Scout's honor, right hand to whatever. This has never been discussed by
No,
us,
we have not.
so because that wouldn't been fun for us. Like,
It's going to get very different when we get higher up.
well, maybe.
Maybe. I don't
So,
know.
okay, so that was your 26.
Mhm.
My 25 is Soul.
Okay.
Yeah, Soul's low. Didn't like it. Thought it was like kind of watchable, and then that was it. It seemed really short. I don't know what the runtime was. I'm curious now. Um, but it didn't seem. It almost didn't seem like a Pixar movie.
Yeah, it
It
almost
seemed
seemed like
like
a short, like a Pixar short.
it seemed like a Sony animated movie. You know what I mean? Like like
DreamWorks,
the dog
The
one. What's the
Secret
dog?
Life of
Yes, it
Pets.
seemed
It's a
like
good
that too.
one.
Right, but I'm just saying like
Yeah, no, I agree.
the overall
The
look.
overall vibe and look wasn't Pixar.
Yeah, and it was an hour and 46 minutes. So,
Mm,
a little
yeah.
low. Um Curious what the average runtime is for a Pixar movie here. Let's just find out. Um Average runtime Pixar movies.
It's probably about an hour 40.
Uh a lot of them are under 90 minutes because they started out, obviously they were very difficult to make them. Um I mean, the original Toy Story is only 76 minutes long. Is that right?
No.
That's what we got. That's what I got right here. Brave is only 84 minutes long. No, Brave is under an hour and a half. This is long. This is wrong. This has to be wrong. I don't believe the internet.
I
There's
don't
no
believe
way.
it either.
There's no way. Anyway, there's nothing that gives me the exact average, so somebody hasn't done the math. But okay, back to the hand at task. Anyway, Soul for me. Yeah, no good.
Okay.
No good.
25 for me was Elemental.
Okay, so yeah, so
Yeah.
we're close. We're close on some here. Um 24, I have Luca.
24, Luca.
You have Luca too?
No, I have
Oh,
Onward.
Onward. Okay, okay, okay. I'm waiting to see if we hit match any of them at all. I'm just curious.
It
Uh,
for me, Onward, I don't feel like, again, it was another COVID movie, and I feel like it didn't
mm,
get enough. I don't know. There just wasn't enough in the movie. Like, I wanted to really like it. It looked really cute from the previews
mhm.
and the trailers that we saw. But
It was
when
at
we
least
watched
funny.
it had
Luca
its
was
funny
not funny.
moments. It had its funny moments, but I just fell short of what I feel like it could have been.
Yeah,
And it's like
but is
I
that an
keep
expectation thing or what?
maybe, but I keep seeing it pop up like on Disney and I'm like, "Oh, maybe you should watch that." And I'm like, "No, let's watch this one."
It's didn't you just? Oh, it was Trolls the other
It was
day. I
Trolls. That
walked
was
in the other day
what
and saw
the
Trolls on.
daughter was watching.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, okay, that's one I would rewatch though. Like I like Chris Pratt as well, so
Okay,
that goes with it.
I'll
The
be
humor's
honest.
there. A couple brother things was cool.
Everything except the bottom 3 I would probably rewatch.
Oh, for you, okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
I like all of the movies, so this was really hard for me to put them in order, but there are some that I like more than others. But the bottom 3 I probably would never rewatch.
Absolutely, my bottom two. I would rewatch The Good Dinosaur again because it's just really good to look at. Like it's a very pretty movie. Um, okay, so 23. That's Inside Out for me. Like the Inside Out movies just didn't hit me 100%. It is far better, obviously. It's five higher than two, but it's I don't know, like they're just too emotional. Like I don't want to like always have this emotional roller coaster in a movie.
Mhm.
And when the roller coaster doesn't have high highs and only has like really low lows, it just starts to throw me off. And I
Yeah.
think the Inside Out movies are designed to do that, and they're for like a very certain amount or type of person. And I mean, I have feelings and I understand how they work, but like I don't know, like
You're not like in your feelings all the time though.
no, no. I don't want to shit. I don't want to be in my feelings all the time. That's depressing. And it's just like no, like I want to escape everything when I watch movies. I
Yeah,
don't want to have to like think
I get that.
like inside. You know what I mean? So it's like I already do that enough. I'm an overthinker as it is.
Yeah.
I don't need to do that every second of a movie too. It's like okay, okay, but it is far better than the other five for sure.
Yeah. Um, this is number 23.
3.
Luca.
Okay, see, so we're close.
Yeah,
Luca.
Luca was very close.
I can't remember a whole lot of Luca.
So I
It would have
remember
been a much
Luca.
lower.
We watched it. It was cute,
It had its moments.
but I understand it's just not it's not something that I want to rewatch.
No, yeah, just I don't
I've
know.
watched it twice and that's enough.
Yeah, sometimes I think some of these movies like would have been better as a cartoon.
And not a whole full-length movie.
Well, no, like as a cartoon and not an animated
Oh,
computer
yeah.
generated movie. That's kind of how I see it. Um, okay, 22. I have Turning Red as 22. The year it came out.
That far down?
Oh yeah, I was not a fan of it.
Hmm.
The songs and stuff were kind of funny. This is a 1,000,000% a girls movie. Like a 1,000,000% a girls movie.
Yeah.
This is not anything close to a guys movie. It didn't have jokes that guys find funny. It just I'm call me sexist or gender whatever, but that's how I feel about it. Like it was very much just a chick movie. Like a lot like a romantic, like hoobity doo movie, you know what I mean, back in the 80s and stuff. It's like, okay, that's for the girls to go with the girls to go see. You know
Hmm.
what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what this movie made me think of. It totally got me back into that. Like, oh, here we go again. Like, we're going to start trying to separate everything out in the theaters again, and we can't all go see a movie together. Because there really wasn't a whole lot in this movie that I can remember thinking, like, that was clever. That was funny.
Yeah.
I want
I
to
get it.
rewatch this. It was just girls going through their puberty,
Yeah.
and okay, I'm gonna have to deal with that in real life in a few years. This isn't helping me practice for that. Like, what am I doing? I'll just have to wait until it happens in real life and go from
Oh.
there.
All right, this one might be kind of controversial. My 22 is Cars 3.
Oh, that's not controversial.
Okay, good.
Cars 3 is one of the worst
Yeah.
of
I
of
don't even
Cars.
remember everything that is about. Is
Yeah.
that the one where they go to Japan?
No, that's the second one.
Oh, see?
Yeah.
I don't
The
remember
third
Cars
one's
3.
like supposedly like his comeback, but then he has to like kind of give up the piston cup and the vibe. Like he kind of turns
Oh,
into Hudson
Doc
Hornet.
Hudson.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
All
Doc
right.
Hudson,
All
Hudson
right.
Hornet. He kind of
Okay.
turns into that vibe, where he becomes a coach or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Not a whole lot to say about that one then, huh?
No.
Okay. 21 for me. Cars 2. Cars 2. Yes, I rank Cars 2 lower than Cars 3. Cars 2 is bad.
I agree. The any Cars movie after Cars was bad.
Cars is the shit.
Cars
I'm
is
just gonna tell
awesome.
you right
We
now,
just
it's the
rewatched
shit.
it not too long ago, and it was
Sounds awesome,
amazing.
hilarious, looks great. I mean, it has the story and the jokes, and it has we'll talk about it later. But anyway, so we both, cars in the same realm.
So my 21 was Lightyear.
Lightyear, okay, that's kind of low, but I get it, I get it, I get it.
The
Kind of
best thing
low.
about that movie,
Chris Evans.
the cat.
Oh yeah, yeah, the robot cat was
The
funny.
robot cat.
Yeah, I thought it had a good twist. A lot of other people just gave it crap for that.
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, the twist was just so this and that and the other and blah blah blah."
I
Anyway, we'll
just
talk about
yeah, I have no desire to rewatch it.
it. At some point, I
But I
will.
probably would. I mean, if you were like, "Hey, let's watch Lightyear," I'd be like, "Okay."
Yeah,
Now, if you came to me and said, "Hey, let's watch Soul," I'd be like, "No, what's wrong with you?"
yeah. Well, honestly, a lot of these movies here, I would love to rewatch again now that we have a theater that
Oh
we can
yeah.
sit down and watch
Hey,
and
I'm always
blast it.
game
So
for Pixar or any movie.
yeah, absolutely. So 20 is Coco.
Coco.
Oh, we matched.
No. Cars 2.
What? Why the hell do you think I
Okay,
didn't say
I'm
Coco
sorry,
if
but
we
I'm
don't
like,
match?
Coco? Like, really? Because that just seems
That wasn't what you
low.
said to me. You went Coco.
Okay.
You didn't say Coco.
Okay.
There's a big difference.
Cars 2 was mine.
Okay, so okay. Yeah, Coco
Why
is.
didn't you like Coco?
It's just, I don't know. The only thing I liked about Coco, and I only liked it a little bit, was the music, and it wasn't enough to like keep me intrigued to like want more of it or to go listen to it when I'm not watching a movie. So I'm like, okay. And then there is another depressing movie. Like they just make the whole thing depressing, and then you're supposed to feel like it's not depressing. It's like all you're doing is pushing depression down my throat.
It's not though. He finds his family and they get back together and then his grandmother lets him play music. Like his mom doesn't yell at him. Like the truth comes out.
Yeah, and they all die.
They're already dead.
That's my point.
He
They
goes
all
and
died.
he
The
goes and
movie is
visit
the
them.
entire movie is about death, and then they try to like you know jab you with an elbow at the end, being like, see, like no, no, I'm good, I'm good.
Okay.
All things considered, that to be in the top 20, that's pretty good, if I say so myself. With
Yeah.
we're not even close to the top yet. And we
Yeah.
can imagine some of the bangers we're going to be talking about. I mean, I'm sure you guys are aware of Pixar movies out there. So yeah, Coco. Again, it's much higher than the bottom,
Yeah, it is.
and it's yeah. I could have said Cars 2 was better than Coco. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Cars 2 is pretty
you could
bad,
have. Cars 2 is really bad.
pretty bad. But yeah, I mean, I'm probably going to seem heartless going through this list, but I don't really care. It's just how it
No.
is. I want the fun, over the top, silly jokes, action. Like
Yeah.
I want that in my movies.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna sit down and rewatch them and make them a top 5 of mine, they gotta have all that. Otherwise, it's like, nope, I can't watch you, Coco. I'm going over here.
Yeah.
Yep,
I get it.
yep,
Cars 2, no explanation needed. That movie stunk.
yeah. They just, I mean, jeez, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
They just leaned too hard into Mater, man. That's what they did. They ruined the whole thing leaning into Mater. Mater's supposed to be a side character,
Mhm.
and he was great in the first movie for that reason. But when they leaned real hard into Mater in the second one, we're like, oh God, we love you, Larry. We love you. Believe us. Our household loves you. A little too much Larry
Yeah.
and a lot too
Yeah.
much Mater. Goes a little bit of Mater goes a long way too. So number 19. Okay, we're in the teens now, everybody. I have Monsters University there.
I have A Bug's Life.
Ooh, that's pretty low for Bugs Life. Okay, okay. Well, obviously you mentioned Monsters University was your bottom,
Mhm.
lowest.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I kind of fight you on that one a little bit. Like,
I
I like it because it's a good origin story, and they made it
Mhm.
all make sense.
Well, maybe
Like
we need to
why
watch it
screams
again.
mattered and all that. Like I just thinking about that movie, and we're not even in the top yet. Like I like thinking about that movie. Like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, shit. And I don't watch it enough. I should watch it more. But I just really liked that a backstory made sense, and I
And led to
think
the main story. I
yeah,
get it. I get it.
I think it actually was the only time Pixar ever did a prequel. I mean, they did the second Incredibles, and they did Finding Nemo was after or before
Finding
Dory
Dory.
was after.
Yeah.
Finding
Dory
Dory
was
was
a
not a
no,
prequel.
Dory was a prequel.
So then it was the second time they did a prequel.
Yeah. Right? I'm pretty sure
In
Finding
in
Dory
that
was a prequel.
aspect, like I could easily move Monster University up a little bit if I said because it's a better sequel or prequel to it. Um because my brain wasn't thinking Finding Dory is a prequel to Finding Nemo. I thought they had already found Nemo, and Nemo was at home. Now I'm
Oh
lost.
no, Finding Dory was a sequel.
Okay, so
Yeah.
well, clearly it's a sequel, but it took place after the story of the first one, right? Because I thought the turtle dude and everything was back in that movie, right?
Hold on, I'm reading.
You guys in chat got to help us out on that too. But like, what was his
The
name? The surfing dude.
The Finding
Turtle.
Dory is both a sequel and a spin-off following the events of Finding Nemo.
Okay.
So
So I
so
am right.
Monsters Inc. is the only prequel.
Okay.
A Bug's Life just I don't know. Like I like it, but I like other movies more. I don't really see, here's the thing, I don't really have anything bad to say, especially from, like, 19 on. Um,
Yeah, it gets hard to dog a Pixar
yeah,
movie.
I can't dog it, like, it's just not one I would pick right away to go watch. There are 18 other Pixar movies I would pick before it.
Yeah, I
I
get
like
that.
it, don't get me wrong, I like it. It's just not
It's one of the OGs. I mean,
yeah,
Bug's Life was made in 1998, so
it's an oldie.
it's an oldie.
Okay.
Okay, so that's our 19s.
Mhm.
18 for me is Finding Dory, and they honestly those two could flip flop. They really could. Speaking it out loud here, like I could probably flip Monsters Inc. up one notch higher, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna stick with it. I'm a man of integrity.
I apparently
Um,
didn't type this out correctly.
oh yeah, well you better correct your stuff on the fly over there. Um, but yeah, Finding Dory was just as good as Finding Nemo, but obviously Nemo's going to be higher in this list. Um,
I do agree with you. That is where Finding Dory is at on mine.
oh, we tied on that
Yes,
one.
we tied on this one.
Okay.
Because, yes, it is a good movie, but it was also unnecessary, I feel like.
It was unnecessary. They leaned into it like they did with Cars,
Yes.
and they wanted money, and we all know how that goes. But yeah, like I don't have a whole lot to say about that movie, which is why I kind of feel like Monsters could go higher because I can think of Monsters, enjoy the story, know how it
Mhm.
worked, all that kind of stuff. Um, Dory was it was just kind of a fun movie again. You know, the
Yeah.
underwater things were really great. Um,
It was really cute. It was pretty.
her little story, was good to see. How like it all happened to her and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, when she was little.
Yeah, yeah,
And when she talks to the whale.
yeah. Whale talk.
Yeah.
Okay, so both Finding
Yep.
Dory. So you don't have a whole lot to say on that one then.
No.
17 for me was A Bug's Life. Yeah.
17 for me is Ratatouille.
Ooh, Ratatouille's pretty low then. Okay, okay. Ratatouille's got a lot of food and stuff in it.
It
It's pretty cool.
does.
The hair
It
thing.
I will admit the very first time we watched Ratatouille, I did not care for it.
Oh, that's a movie you got to watch more than
I
once.
was like,
Agreed.
I don't want I don't want to watch this movie again. And then we rewatched it and I was like, okay, this is pretty cute.
Yeah. Yep. First time I watched it was the same thing. I was like, eh. And obviously, we watched it together, but then
Yeah.
it's just like, eh. And then, yeah, watching it again later, especially then watching it with kids and stuff too, really made a big difference.
Yeah.
Hey, Christy in chat, how are you?
Huh?
But yeah, I think that's low for Ratatouille. Like, that's a lot lower than I thought you'd
Hey.
say as a woman who
Hey.
loves to cook and all
Yeah,
that kind of stuff. I
I
figured you'd
do,
really
but
click with
I
it.
don't
And
always
you like family and table and dinner and like all the like when you think of your history and your story, like you think of like I remember doing this with my grandmother and I remember doing this and that's what that dude goes
Yeah.
through in the whole story at the end, when he eats the ratatouille and the next thing you know he's like a kid again.
Yeah.
I figured you would relate more to that one and I like it more.
I do really like it, but I have other movies that I like more that have the same thing in them like
No,
that.
okay. I get it. I get it. Makes
Okay.
sense.
Okay.
16, A Bug's Life. I just read that. 16 is Cars 3 for me.
Um 16 for me is The Good Dinosaur.
Okay, so it's like right in the middle of your list, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Good, could love or hate it. It's like, yeah, I can leave it or
No, I
take it.
can't hate it.
Take it or leave it.
No, I want to take it. I don't want to leave it.
Yeah, but it's in the bottom half, so it'd be one of the ones you would leave.
No.
Yeah, it would.
We've already established the bottom like 4, 5 are cut off the island.
Mm. Yeah, but if you can only pick 5 or 50 or half 50%, then it's gone.
Well,
See ya.
that's true. But I did really like it.
Yeah, I know. You and the daughter especially.
I
I
know.
don't know about our boy. He's just kind of like
I
me in a
mean,
way.
Land Before Time and The Good
Again, I
Dinosaur.
think it's a girl thing. I think even though dinosaurs are a boy thing, I think this movie and all the Land Before Times were all like a girl thing. Like they were all just emotional roller coasters for children. So, um, 15 for me, Finding Nemo. You know what? I didn't elaborate on Cars 3. Um, Better than Cars 2 because you got more lightning. Um, like
Still
way better than
stunk.
Cars 2 because of that. Um, Still just didn't need it. Like did not need it. Cars could have stood alone just fine, just like Finding Nemo could just stood alone. But yeah, that's pretty much my elaboration on Cars 3. It could be a lot worse, but yeah. But yes, 15 is Finding Nemo for me.
15 for me is Inside Out.
Oh, okay, okay, so that's probably a bit
I,
higher.
I didn't I and this is another one. I did not care for it the first time we watched it,
Mm-hmm.
and then our daughter convinced us to watch it again, and that's probably why I liked it more the second time around.
Why? Because of the connection
Because
with her
watching
watching it
it with
together.
her, yeah,
Yeah,
because she really likes that movie.
yeah. That
And I get it. Like, she's at that age. Like,
Well, yeah, and
it,
that influences our decisions on a lot of things, like what we like and dislike is the story or the
yeah,
meaning or the moment that
of
happened
where you're
around it.
at in life.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, yeah, Inside Out.
probably why Soul and Luca and Turning Red are all low on mine because they all happened during COVID and you're stuck at home and like you kind of want to go do stuff or whatever. But I explained why they're not. And it's obviously not because of COVID, but it's because of stuff. Um, yeah, for my Finding Nemo, I mean it's another one like good by itself. Enjoyed it. It's kind of low on my list because they say Nemo way too many damn times in that movie.
Well, they're
Um,
finding him.
yeah, yeah. They only need to say his name to the people they're asking about him. Like to just be swimming forever and just screaming Nemo, 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 Nemo over and over and over. I don't know how many times it's said. It's got to be a lot. But I was working in retail at the time during this movie,
Yeah.
and it really, really
It was
drugged the
just
movie
on
down for me
repeat for
because
you.
everywhere I would go, there's 13, 20 televisions just screaming Nemo over and
Nemo.
over and over. I had enough. I know where he's at. He's over there in a bag. Go get him. But I really like the side characters in the Nemo movies. Um, I can't remember the surfing turtle's name, but he was cool. Um, and then Dory I thought was funny in that movie. I think there was too much Dory for a second movie, but I still liked her as a character. Was still really cool. What's next here? 14. I have Brave.
I have Toy Story 4.
Okay, okay.
For me, Toy Story 4 was very unnecessary. Like, we should just be done with Toy Story. I love Toy Story, don't get me wrong.
I will not disagree with that.
I
When I get
love
to
Toy
Toy Story
Story,
4, I will say the same thing.
but it was unnecessary. We don't
Yep.
need any more Toy Story. They should have ended it where they ended it at 3,
3 was
and
nearly a perfect yeah, we'll talk about it.
yeah.
We'll get there.
We'll get there. Yeah.
I'm not surprised with that. Obviously it's higher for me than Brave. Um, just the characters in Brave aren't as memorable. Um, I like her as the character Merida. I like her a lot more. Um, oh, we got chat saying they love Toy Story 4. Yeah. It's going to be higher on my list, but it's low on hers.
I didn't say I hated it, but
Unnecessary
it's
movie.
unnecessary.
Yeah. Not a bad movie though. That's the thing about it. It's not a bad movie.
Right.
It just didn't need made.
Right.
A lot of that happens in some of these
Yes.
here, but we'll see if it makes up for it when they do Toy Story 5. We'll find out. Because apparently that's going to be amazing because now it's going against technology. But we'll see. I don't know. I love the Toy Story characters, so
I do
I
too.
can't dog too many of them when it comes down to it, really. Um, but yeah, for Brave, I liked the story. The little boys turned into the bears. I thought that was cute and funny. And they just seemed like little bears anyway when they were humans, so
Yeah.
it made sense. And then the dad, he's like the big tough dad and stuff, and he's got his little girl wrapped around or wrapped, she's wrapped around his finger, her finger or whatever. Um, And I got a daughter, so it all kind of, and watching it a second time, yeah, definitely made it go
Mhm.
up the list more than originally watching it. So, um, yeah, Brave, right in the middle, number 14 for me. So right there. 13 for me was Onward.
Did I say 14? Was
Did
that?
you?
Oh, yeah, Toy Story 4. So
Yeah.
13 for me was Turning Red.
Turning Red and Onward. Okay. Okay.
I enjoyed Turning Red,
That kind
but
of makes sense. Onward's more of a dude movie in a way. Turning Red is definitely a chick movie. So
yeah,
it
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 just it was really cute. And again, our daughter's at about that age, so I think it just hits home a little more when your life kind of is part of that as well. And
yeah.
our daughter is obsessed with red pandas anyway, so it was a big movie in our house for quite a while.
Yeah, for the
Yeah.
pure purpose of the animal, yes. What the turning red means and all that is a
Yeah.
whole
Yeah.
another thing. But yeah. Yeah, it makes sense. I liked Onward. It had the kind of the brotherly love. I love that. I love the Mario movie. The
Mhm.
Mario movie, it was this whole same thing, brotherly love. So yeah, it was funnier, it had like the fart jokes and the laughy things like that going on for it too. I love Chris Pratt. And also again, that's a Mario thing too. It's just a coincidence. But yeah, I didn't expect this movie to be as good as it was. I thought this was going to be really, really dumb, which made the movie better for me.
Yeah.
So, cruising in his van and, all these other things that go
Yeah.
down. And like, it was kind of neat to see them like play around with like all the, mythical characters and where
I
they
think
live
we've
and come
only seen
together.
that once.
They like wanted a partial, like for a little while. Cullen got on kind of a kick of
Yeah.
watching it
We might have
over
to
and
rewatch
over,
that
but
one soon.
yeah, yeah, I liked Onward quite a bit better than you did. 12, getting close to the top 10, guys. 12 for me was Lightyear.
12 for me was Incredibles 2.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, yeah. I just like Toy Story stuff. Probably because when I was 14, yeah, yeah, 13, 14 is when Toy Story came out.
Yeah.
I mean, that's when it's going to hit for most little kids between the 10 and probably 14,
Yeah.
8 and 14, that 6 5 6 year range, I feel like is where you kind of hang on to the things you really like. I want to watch it again, especially now with the theater and the home theater we can blast. Um,
Space noise.
and then just shut everything out. You know what I mean? Like watching it in the house when we did, because we watched it at home, we didn't watch it in theaters, was like one of the moments of like, now I have a comparison. Having this theater, we could black it out. We can watch
Yeah.
a movie. There's nothing interrupting. Like that changes a lot for
It
me.
does.
Like
Me
a lot,
too.
because you can
It makes it
focus.
so much more like submersive.
Yeah, and for me, like I've never been diagnosed, but I probably have an adult ADHD or something going on because there's just too many like voices and things happening in my head, and it's like, I'm in the house and I hear the furnace come on and I hear like a noise I don't like or something,
Yeah, or it
or
makes a different tinking sound and
yeah,
you're
or
like,
the
"What?"
jerks out front at the sidewalk, or like blasting their music, or they're loudly talking as they walk by, and like I lose attention. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So some of this is probably because we didn't see them in theaters.
Mhm.
Like honestly.
Yeah.
Um
I would agree.
and that's just the honest truth about it. But yeah, I want to watch Lightyear again for sure.
Mhm.
The other thing that I think is really really crappy of the world is a lot of people didn't watch this movie because there's a female on female kiss in it, because there is, a female couple in it. Like, give me a break, people. It's 2025. When the movie came out, it was 2022. So
Yeah, who
that,
cares?
yeah, like look past that stuff. Let's just try and have a fun movie. And it was a fun movie. Like it was silly in
Yeah.
parts, and the cat you
I love the
mentioned,
cat.
the robot
The
cat's
robot cat.
hysterical. The twist that happens at the end, and it's got like timey wimey things in it. I'm a Back to the Future lover, so it's like anything that does time travel, I'm there for it. So
Yeah.
I was excited about that too. So small spoiler, I won't tell you what happens, but obviously it's Buzz Lightyear. There's going to be hi-fi, crazy or high-tech stuff happening. Um, and I actually thought it was kind of neat that it's like based on the real guy that the toy was made from. I thought that was kind of cool. I didn't realize that, and they did a really, really bad job when they did the trailers and
Yeah, yeah,
explaining what that was, because
explaining what
everybody's
it
like,
was.
"Wait a minute, why does Buzz sound like Chris Evans and he's supposed to be sounding like Tim Allen?
He's supposed to be Buzz,
He don't
yeah.
sound like Buzz." Well, it's because that's not Buzz. That's a real life human that Buzz was made off of.
Yep,
So,
yep.
and then we all know the toys never sound like the real person.
Exactly. You buy the
Never,
toy and it never sounds all right.
never, right? So, all right. And your Incredibles 2, why
It was forgettable. Like, I liked it, but it was cool to see the things that Jack can do.
mm,
But it was just kind of the same I mean, they're all kind of the same story repeated. Like,
mm-hmm,
someone's in danger, you have to help them.
right.
But
The enemy was kind
I
of
don't
cool.
know. Yeah.
The bad guy was kind of cool. Controlling all technology and stuff, and like this goes kind of hits real life, with like the fake news stuff and all that kind of stuff,
Yeah,
and they're
yeah.
like messing with your perspective of things and stuff like that. Um, that's one I would like to rewatch again because
Incredibles
you're
2.
not wrong. It is forgettable.
Mhm.
It is my number 11 though,
Oh, so it was just one
so
higher than me.
we're
We're
real close on
close.
that one. Um,
Um,
Especially compared to the first one. I mean,
oh, I love the first one. That's such a great
Dash
movie.
running and
Where's my super suit?
I mean,
Okay.
come on,
Anyway.
man. That first one, yeah, well, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. You guys have seen it. We're up to the top 10.
Yep, we are.
Did you tell us you're 11?
Coco.
Okay. See, her Coco was way higher than mine. I was
I
20 on
felt like
Coco.
Coco was a really good story. The music was great. I just liked it. It was beautiful. The colors were great.
Mm-hmm.
Think about the story. Like, he loved music, but his family hated music because his
Ancestor, grandpa.
grandpa
Yeah.
left his grandma for music. But then you realize that's not really what happened. Like, I don't want
Mm-hmm.
to ruin the movie, but I'm sure you've all seen it. But then, like, their family comes together and
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
he can
Mm-hmm.
be himself. I liked it.
The music was good. You're not wrong there.
Yeah.
But still didn't make me want to listen to it when I wasn't watching the movie. It fit the vibes of the movie, and that was it.
Hmm.
That was it. Um, I did just realize we're missing one on the list. Um, what's the one that the daughter fell in love with that had the big burly chick and the girl could do the
That's
door?
just Disney. That's not Pixar. Encanto.
Oh, that
That
wasn't
was
Pixar?
Disney. It was not Pixar.
I didn't forget one. Good. Good. Thought I did this whole time. Encanto, that's right. I
Yeah.
had Enchanted in my head and I'm like, that's not right.
Nope.
Okay, good. We don't
We
have to
should watch
correct
that one
anything.
out here.
Encanto?
Yeah.
You can watch that one. Because I was about to be like, where is that going in the bottom 20?
Oh, stop.
Music got real annoying in that movie. Anyway, this isn't a Disney one. We'll move on. We'll move on. We're Pixar right now. All right, now we're in the top 10.
Yep.
10 for me, Toy Story 4. It had to be in the top 10. I
Yeah.
love the characters of Toy Story. They're timeless.
But you're not putting it in order of the characters, you're putting it in order of the movie.
Correct.
Okay. Number 10 for me was Monsters Inc.
Really? That's pretty
Mhm.
low. Okay. Okay. All right. That's fine. A Toy Story 4, though, it had to be in top 10. Had to be in top 10. It's still a good movie.
It is still a good movie,
Like, yes, it
but
didn't need to be done, and they didn't need to take Woody away and have him have
I
his other
feel
thing going on. He already
we'll
got that
we'll talk
movie.
about this when we get to Toy Story 3, but like I feel like it kind of ruined it. Like it ruined the
Only if you let it. Like, if you let it ruin it, yes. And I'm not gonna let it ruin it because I have the power to control
That's
that.
true.
So the
It
way,
was just we'll talk about it when we get there.
yeah, we can talk about it.
We can talk about it.
Okay. Um.
I really enjoyed Monsters Inc.
Okay.
I thought it was really cute. It's funny. I love Boo.
Boo. Yeah. Big
Boo is
deal.
so cute.
Big deal. Fluffy and
Mike
like.
Wazowski. I mean, and I can't tell you how many times we always watching.
Oh yeah, the Wazowski comes out
Yep,
a lot.
it
Oh yeah.
does.
Just happened the other day. I don't know. Somebody said Mike something, and I went, Mike Wazowski.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a requirement.
It is a requirement.
Up to number 9. Number 9. Ratatouille for me. Yeah,
Okay.
I like Ratatouille a lot,
Yeah.
and that movie hits more every time you watch it too. Like it gets better every time. Any movie you can watch to begin with and not enjoy it, and then you can watch it a second time and enjoy it because of who knows why. That just that's good storytelling
So it's
for
kind of
me
like
because
Thor Ragnarok,
yeah,
where
sorta.
we hated it at first, and then the more we watch it, the more we like
Yeah,
it.
sorta. Yeah, I remember when I first watched Ratatouille, like not understanding why there was like this connection between human and rat. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean? Like,
Yeah.
what is going on here? Why is this rat trying to cook? And why he's using drops of water, gutter water, to clean his hands and cook with? And all that. Like,
Yeah.
why does he need to clean his hands to cook for other rats and stuff? Like it was
Yeah.
just really goofy and off the wall. And then when it finishes, it's like okay, and then you kind of grasp pieces of it, and then you lose pieces, and then you go, I'm gonna watch it again. You watch it again, and then you find out like, oh, like I get it now. Like all those pieces kind of connect. So that's probably all on me that I didn't catch it all the first time, but
Hey, it
that's just how that
happens.
works
Yeah.
sometimes. But it's in my top 10. I would rewatch that one quite a bit if I had to. So I'll take it with me on a desert island.
There you go.
What was your nine?
Oh, number 9, Finding Nemo.
Okay, Finding Nemo. So yours is quite a
Yeah.
bit higher than mine.
Yeah. I really enjoyed that movie. It was cute. Just keep swimming. Like,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I still say that to myself. Like, just keep swimming when you're at work and you're dealing with crap. But
Words to live by.
yeah, I just thought it was a good movie. It was different. I mean, the last fish movie, like anything Disney-ish, Little Mermaid,
Sorta, yeah.
sorta,
Flounder.
Flounder, but I thought it was really cute and I liked the story.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
I
There's no doubt.
hated the opening though.
Oh, because it's a dramatic
Yeah.
death of everything or whatever.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
mom and all the babies.
that's how they do it sometimes. A lot of the time.
Yep.
All right, up to number 8. That's My Monsters Inc.
Okay.
So we're not terribly far apart.
No.
Um.
Well, we are on my number 8. My number 8 is Brave.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, it's just 14 on mine.
So, okay, yeah. You can talk about Monsters Inc. and I'll talk about Brave.
I mean, great characters, hilarious comedy. Like it doesn't feel like a Pixar movie. Like if you were just listening to that movie, you just like have no clue that that is a Pixar movie.
Yeah.
There's just and the bad guy was Steve Buscemi and stuff. I mean, come on, it was a great bad guy. Love to hate that guy. And there's not many of those in Toy Story movies or Toy Story in Pixar movies because you don't love to hate a lot of them. You
Right.
just hate a
You
lot of
just
them.
hate a lot of them.
And that dude, like, you just love to see what was happening to him, but he was also that kind of slunky, like, you know,
Creepy,
yeah,
slithery bad
guys
guy.
you remember from high school, that you
The
thought like,
scuzz bags where you're like,
oh, you
ooh.
see them, and they shove you into a locker or something, think they're better than you, that kind of thing, and then you see him, get what's coming to him.
And you're like, yeah,
But
karma.
at the same time, it was like, oh, you know what? He's got a cool power. He can go invisible,
Yeah.
and he looks cool too. But yeah, big old jerk when it comes down to it. But yeah, Mike and Sully and Boo again, obviously. Like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, well done, like well put together. The concept of it was cool. Like I remember watching it the first time because once again I worked retail, so I didn't get to watch these movies for the first
You
time
just
sitting
listen to
down and
them.
watching them. I was just pieces all over the place, so I get really confused sometimes. Um, but sitting down and actually watching it all the way through, I was like, now it makes sense. Like what's the screaming? What's the
Why are
laughing?
they making everybody scream?
What's what? And then yeah, it just turns out it's all energy. So yeah. Yeah, I thought it was a neat concept. I really liked that movie.
Yeah, it was pretty cool that they used the screams to like power their whole
Yeah, it was like their
city.
batteries. Yeah.
I love Brave.
It was a good
I
movie.
I like I mean, I love Scottish things anyway.
Mm-hmm.
The brothers, as the bears, like
Oh yeah.
they're hilarious. The girl proving her own worth and not,
Oh yeah.
she's
Showing
gonna
up the
take her
boys.
own hand in marriage. Like she very
Mm-hmm.
much was an independent, going to do what she needed to do to save herself and then save her family.
Yep.
Like And it had a really good, like, mother-daughter connection and a family tie, like, with the tapestry and sewing it together and, keeping family traditions alive, but still making them your own.
Yep.
I really enjoyed it.
Yep. No, that's a good one. Yep, for sure. Number seven, I have Wally.
I have Toy Story 3.
Okay. Okay. Wally, we saw in the theaters. Hated it when we left. Hated it. We had a conversation about it. It was just like they're just making all of us humans out to be these lazy pieces of trash that don't know how to do anything, and like it was really preachy and like trying to push all their like agendas on you and stuff, and I'm like, nah, I've had enough. Like I don't know what was all happening at the time. This was 2008, but I was like, I didn't have kids yet,
Nope.
so we saw this movie just as two adults who love movies, and I was just kind of fed up with like constantly being told like you need to do this and take care of this and do that and all this, and it's like, oh god, like just let me freaking watch a movie. But then I don't remember what happened. Um, Somehow or another we ended up watching it again, and I know it wasn't because of our boy because he was way too young. He was born in '09.
Yeah.
But we watched it again, and it became a totally different movie. It was not anything other than Wally and Evie, like, or Eve, we call her Evie, but those two characters finding each other. It wasn't about like all the humans are lazy shitheads who live on a huge ship that drive
Yeah. It was
hovering
about their
recliners.
connection.
Yeah, it was more like these two things found each other and they had this connection that shouldn't exist, and like then there's this you know constant back and forth between the two of them, and Wally being essentially the hero in all of it, who ends up more or less bringing all of us back to the planet, and we're able to like go back to what our lives used to be. So instead of it feeling so preachy, it felt more like, oh, okay, like this is just a return to origin story, like we all got off base so far,
Yeah,
and
and then we
like
had to
we're
come back.
now Wally's helping us all come back, and in time with that, he finds something that means something to him too, because he was just, obviously just a droid that made boxes,
Yep, he just
crush stuff.
compacted trash.
He was a robot compact
Trash
trash
compactor.
compactor. So yeah, and now we have like Wally stuff all over the place. We have,
Everywhere.
yeah, she's got
We love
Evie on her
Wally.
car decals and stuff like that. The name of her car is Evie,
Yep.
and yeah, just things like that. Yes, like love Wally. It's
Yeah.
a great movie.
Toy Story 3 I thought was awesome. I loved the story, Andy going to college,
Hmm.
figuring out what to do with his toys. Then there's always a mix up in Toy Story. Something always happens.
Always, Woody
And
has to yell.
yep. And I feel like they had a really great bad guy.
Oh yeah, Lotso's fantastic.
Lotso is amazing. I Our son loves Lotso. He's gonna probably kill me, but he has a stuffed Lotso that he got when he was like 18 months old.
Still
This
has
kid
it.
is now almost 16 and he still has it and still sleeps with it every night.
Yep,
Like he
as
loves
they should.
Lotso. Exactly.
You keep the things you love around.
That's right. But just the overall story of Toy Story 3 was amazing. And you thought you're gonna get this redemption arc, and then the rug gets yanked out from you.
Hmm.
And, I mean, it was cool to see Sid again, like, if you look for the little Easter eggs that
Yeah,
are
he's
in the
in there. You just gotta
movies,
watch.
and the ending. Oh, I love the ending.
Hmm.
They needed to stop. Like, everything was tied up. Bonnie has new toys. They're together. The end.
They got to get played with by Andy one last time.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yep.
And Woody gets to go with the toys with Bonnie. Ugh.
Toy Story 6 or 3 is my number 6.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're right there,
Yep.
close
Yep.
together. Um, yeah, I totally agree with all that, all those sentiments. Um, it it had a full on roller coaster. I mean, it was
Mm.
Like from the get go, you're like, oh god, like you're just climbing to the top of that coaster because now what are they going to do with this bag of toys? You know that
Yeah.
should go in the attic and be
And
kept and given to his kids later and
it
all
didn't
that.
get put in the attic.
And then they end up out in the street and da 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 da, and then like you're still creeping up to the top, and then they end up in this next like area of their lives where they're with these toddlers and Lotso's in charge, and you're like, oh, here we're starting to go down now, like dun 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 dun, here we go, and we're just hitting the small little hills to begin with, and then Buzz becomes Spanish, and you're like, oh Lord, this is great, and then it's hilarious parts, and then you see, Potato Head becomes a freaking tortilla, and like that's hilarious, and now we're going back up the hill again, and just hilarious stuff going on,
I
and
forgot
then
about the tortilla scene, even though
oh
we just
yeah, the
rewatched
cute
it.
was it cucumber he becomes at one point
Yeah.
too. I mean, come on. And then with there's a bunch of very close calls that happen in this movie, like three-quarters of the way through, where you think, oh God, they're
They're
done.
dead.
They're not gonna go to another one. Like there's no way. And then yeah, that happens. That part will bring me to tears. Like, and it doesn't end up being bad. Like you're like yours Pixar doing their thing at like almost near perfection when it
Yeah.
comes to Toy
Oh,
Story.
yeah.
Like
Like I said, they
pulling
could have just
every
stopped.
string.
Just been
Yeah,
done.
they pull every string of your emotions in that movie to fool you at every second. And it's like it's a ride. It's a great, great movie. So yeah, number 6 for me for sure. What's your 6?
Oh, my number 6 is Toy Story 2.
2. Gotcha. Okay. Well, that's my number 5
Okay,
is
so
Toy
see, we're
Story.
right in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I love the story of Toy Story 2. Jessie is awesome. Like, and then Bullseye, and then you have, I forget the bad guy's name.
Toy Story 2?
Yeah. Pete? No.
Wait, you're talking about the
Stinky
human?
Pete?
Oh, yeah, Stinky Pete.
Stinky
I was
Pete.
thinking you're
Okay.
talking the human that stole
No.
Woody, or which one are we talking
No,
here?
that's the
Okay,
Chicken Man.
that's right.
Al's Joy
That's
Barn.
Newman, if you guys aren't
It is
aware. It's
Newman.
Newman from Seinfeld.
Um, I really, really like the scene where they're putting Woody back together.
Yeah. When they
And
bring back the original Pixar guy
yes,
that
and then
he's from one of
they
the Pixar shorts, the very first ever
yes.
made.
And they like he sews his arm, cleans his eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know why I just really like that scene.
Oh, yeah. And then Woody's like, I'm like brand new right out the box.
Yeah,
He's
he's like,
all
"Look
pumped.
at me."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So my number 5 is Incredibles.
Okay. Okay. It's an incredible movie.
It is an incredible
It's
movie.
real, real good.
Where's my super suit?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm the only
Syndrome.
super
He's
suit you're gonna
another
need.
douchey. I love Jason Lee as that
Yeah, that
character,
was
but he is
it
just
was
a
really good.
terrible. Just want to see what happens to him happen to him every movie. Every time you watch it over and over, you're like, there he goes, get that cape. Like no capes, So he had Edna Mode in there and
Edna
everybody.
Mode.
I mean, come on, like,
Edna Mode.
yeah, yeah. It's like, oh my God, you've gotten fat. Like there's just so many great one-liners and funny parts in that movie. Bob trying to help out after he loses the whole thing happens with the superheroes, and they all can't become superheroes anymore. And he now is working for like insurance companies,
Insurance.
telling girls and little old ladies insider trade tricks to get insurance paid, and still doing that superhero thing even though he can't. And
The little kid sitting at the end of the driveway.
yeah, just
What
waiting
are
on
you
something.
looking at?
Waiting on
No,
something
just
amazing,
waiting
I
on
guess.
something amazing, I guess.
Yep. And it happens at the end of the movie. He sees the amazing thing.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, a really, really good superhero movie. I liked it because it showed behind the scenes of all of it. It showed, a family. It had amazing action set pieces. The scene with Dash running on the water is
Oh,
still
that
one
was
of the
so awesome.
coolest things ever. Every time I see it, it just gives me like chills and just makes me smile because he's this just little kid who just wants to run, and it's like he's finally allowed to do it, and
Yep.
he is making it happen. It was really cool.
I like at the end when they're at the track meet and he says, they tell me, run your best, do your best. And like,
No, slow it down.
maybe,
Make it close.
maybe just second place.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And they're like, well, everybody's looking at him like, what's going on here? Like, what are
Mhm.
you telling? Like, no, 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 don't quit, don't quit. Yeah, but maybe make it close, just make it close. He's like, and like he's just, I mean, in a second, he's just speeding up and slowing down. Yeah, that movie's great. Um, but as for Toy Story 2, though, to go back to my number five for a little longer, um, the reason it's a little better, in my opinion, is just for nostalgia. Like, nostalgia is going to take effect in all of these choices. Um, it came out in 1999. I've always loved movies. It didn't matter. I was now having a paycheck, so
Mm,
I was able to buy
yeah,
stuff. I didn't care. I was 16, 17 range. I had Toy Story toys, you know. I
yeah,
had a Buzz Lightyear. I
yeah.
had a Woody.
He did.
I just loved them. So, um, being able to actually have those things and they were like exactly what was in the movie was super cool. But the movies themselves, I just thought they were just fantastic. Toy Story 2, focusing on Woody instead of Buzz
Mhm.
was
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
refreshing. Did not see that coming, and how they made a story out of Woody's character and gave him kind of a backstory as well. Um, that was really nice. Like
yeah,
it fit really well, and it I don't know. I just enjoyed much more um, than I thought. Like I didn't think Toy Story 2 would be near as good as one. Obviously, one is going to be higher on my list,
yeah,
but it was very good. I enjoyed it. And yeah, what she said, the bad guy, Stinky Pete, and then
yeah.
the introduction of new characters too, getting Jesse and getting Bullseye. Come on now,
Yep.
like they know how to write characters. They know how to include characters that are like great for adults and children alike. And it was great. Yeah. And then the music. I mean, come on, like Woody's Roundup is
Yes,
fantastic.
Woody's
Yeah.
Roundup.
Um, Up to number four. Okay, so
Mhm.
we've definitely broken to the top five.
Yep.
Number four, I have Cars.
Number 4, I have Cars.
Hey, we matched on two, not
Hey.
just one. All right. Yes. We've talked a little bit about it obviously earlier. This movie far superior
Oh, yeah.
than all the others.
Oh, yeah.
Far superior.
Oh my gosh. We
Um,
actually just watched Cars. Well, we didn't watch all of
I
it.
don't think we finished it
We
because we
s
bedtime came or
Yeah,
something like that.
but we started it out here in the theater the other day, and it was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's real good.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was like an early night or a late night. I don't remember. Anyway, we had to stop middle movie, but um that movie just has like it has that nice medium of like I'm not preaching at you. I'm not pushing anything down your throat. I I want you to have fun, but I want you to understand that you shouldn't be this gloat. You shouldn't always think you're the best,
Yeah.
you know. It
Be humble, but
Yes, be humble. A lot of that stuff keep inward.
yeah.
Use it to motivate you. You don't
Yeah.
need it to tear anybody else down. Stuff like that is happening in this movie is stuff that we teach our children.
Yep.
You
Be
know,
proud of yourself.
yes, go be an A
Yep.
plus student. You don't need to smash a pie in anybody's face because you're better at a subject than they are, or you have a talent that they don't, or whatever. Right?
Right.
Obviously, Lightning has a talent to race,
Yes.
so he was very smug
And
and
cocky,
problematic in the
and
beginning.
yes, he was.
So to see him, get, humbled and put his pride in place a little bit, um, in a way that seemed pretty natural,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
There wasn't anything crazy about it. He screwed up, so they made him fix it.
Yep.
And during his time fixing it, just all these moments
He
happened.
grew and
Yeah, and he became an
yeah,
actual,
decent car.
right, exactly. I was gonna say piece of society, but yes, yes. Um, so and the comedy and it's great. I love all the side characters. I mean,
Yep.
even all the way down to the General Jeep. I mean, and then you have the hippie Jeep, which is Tommy Chong.
Yep.
Making his
Hey,
his
man.
vegan fuel
Yeah.
and stuff. He's talking about that's hilarious. I mean, and then you also have Cheech and Chong in this movie, which is just another plus to the movie in general, because Cheech he's the lowrider man. I'll give you a paint job.
Yeah, give you a paint job, man.
Yeah, yeah. So very pretty movie again.
Mhm. It is very
This
pretty.
was one I remember this movie originally being like announced
Yeah.
and taking forever to show up. They delayed it I don't know how many times, and it never made sense to me. I'm like, why are you delaying it? Obviously here on the channel, I'm big into video games. I'm like, all you're doing is making a video game into a movie, like more or less, because it's
Yeah.
just a bunch of cars driving. How is this
Right.
so hard? And then realize why. They went super detailed on
And then you're like, "Oh,
everything.
it's gorgeous." Like the scene where they're driving and they go through
Oh
like the
yeah,
waterfall with the canyon. You're like, "Oh my
yep,
gosh." Like that looks amazing. Like think about how much time they took
oh yeah,
to make it look like that.
yep, exactly. So Cars is our number four. We match
Yep.
on that one. And number three, top three. These are the biggins. These are the big ones.
These are the
Okay.
big ones.
Number three for me is Up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number 3 for me is Toy Story, the first one.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. Up is a special movie for both of us.
Mhm.
Um, it's it hinders. It's like for me, it's hindered by the depression.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's one of the movies. It's like the saddest of the beginnings of movies. I think Up is a hard hitter out the gate. It's like, oh, it's real cute. It's real cute. We're 2 minutes in. What's going on? Wait a minute. What? Like, and all of a
Yeah.
sudden you're like, no, I didn't think that's what was gonna happen. And they kind of hit you real hard right at the beginning, but then they just go funny after that. Like the meat of that movie is just fun and
Mm.
funny
Yes.
because they introduce Doug, they introduced Russell,
Doug.
they introduce old Carl,
Mhm.
and like what a trio.
Yes.
What a trio. So fun to watch. They're hunting the snipe.
Squirrel.
Yes, and squirrel, all of that, like I'm gonna get my wilderness badge, like all of that. It is
Ugh, the
it's so
dog,
charming, like
the
it's so good.
the big, like, mean-looking dog.
Oh yeah, with the squeaky voice. Yeah,
Squeaky
yeah,
voice.
yeah.
That cracks me up.
He sounds like a chipmunk. Yeah, yeah. Just great humor. Didn't see the bad guy coming really. They did a
No.
pretty good
Yeah,
job even
they
as an
did.
adult watching that. I was like, where's this coming from? Oh, dang,
Yeah, you're like,
this
"Whoa."
guy real evil, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
geez. And then, everything that comes through toward the end and you see, Carl and Russell build like, this actual meaningful relationship together, um, off the beginning of a porch,
Yep.
So,
Because he needs to earn his wilderness
hmm
badge. "Can I help you across the street?"
exactly, exactly. So yeah, Up is great.
Yep.
It's a good one.
I did Toy Story. I love Toy Story. It is obviously one of my favorite Pixar movies.
Top three, right?
Top 3, yeah. We'll watch that anytime, I'm down.
Anytime.
Anytime.
We've watched it at least 4 times this like last 2 months,
I
probably.
know, and
Our kids
even
are the same way.
exactly, anytime they see the Toy Stories on, it's like instant sit down and just, "I wanna watch the movie now." Like, it doesn't matter what they were doing before, it's like, "We're watching this movie now," and then it becomes a, "We need popcorn, and we need this," and,
Yep.
um, I just how do you explain, like Toy Story is just a great story.
hmm
Um, you get to see the life of toys and, Woody and how he takes care of all the other toys and,
Yep.
make sure you got your moving buddy
Right.
and, you know,
You don't got one? Get
get
one.
one. And, he's got Slinky Dog that helps him and
hmm
he tells him keep it chill, keep it relaxed. He's like, "Hey."
Yep.
It's just such a good story.
Yeah, it is. A boy and his toys,
Yep.
and Andy's a great little boy character that they came up with. You believe that he cares about his toys. You believe when he's sad. Um, Everything that
You
happens
can
in
tell
Sid's
that he
house, all
feels
of
like
that.
they're real.
Oh yeah.
Like, they're not just toys
Well,
to
and
him.
that's the thing about Toy Story 2 as well. Toy Story is also is
Mhm.
when like he's playing with the toys, they feel like they're alive.
Right.
Like not they don't have to be alive. They
Right.
feel that way because he makes them feel alive. Obviously they are alive when, they're gone and, we all get to see that, but um yeah, it's a fantastic movie. Very good. Number 2, we're
Okay.
getting closer. Number 2 for me is The Incredibles.
Okay. Yeah.
That movie is damn good. Like it is so fun. It's everything like I love in a movie. There's the action, there's the romance, there's the family like treachery and dealing with all the problems and like that's true, that's real, that
Yeah,
kind of stuff.
yeah,
There's all of the underlying pieces of like the daughter wants to never be seen. She's a loner, so she can disappear. There's the son who's just always wanting to get into stuff, so he's super fast. And
yeah.
there's the mom who has to be flexible and do everything because she has to, and she's extremely elastic or whatever, right?
When she breaks up
um
the fight under the table.
yeah, exactly. And then there's the dad
And
who
then the
has to be
doorbell
strong.
rings.
So there's just all of those little underlying pieces that make sense. It had a great enemy who was super evil, deserved everything that happened to him.
Yep.
um
He is probably one of the baddest bad guys.
yeah, he's him and Lotso are like right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Lotso was a very evil little bear.
Very evil little bear.
Very evil little bear.
But he smelled like strawberries.
That's right. He sure does. But yeah, like Incredibles it's incredible. It is an incredible movie. It really is. I was one I went into again, did not expect it to be as good as it was.
Hmm.
I mean, it went through the roof. Like, see you later. This movie's great. I can't tell you how many times I've watched it. It's always available to watch anytime for me. Like, you want to watch Incredibles? Let's go. It's great music. The comedy in it is amazing. Um, I mean, it looks fantastic. The voice acting, all the characters, the story, like
Yeah.
there's surprises, there's twists. Like when you think it's over, then there's another bigger bad that comes
Yeah.
out, like
Yeah.
all this stuff. And then you think that's over, and then you
And they get
realize,
another
but
one.
wait a minute, that didn't happen. It's just like, wow. And then you get kind of the little teaser at the end of more big bads coming,
Yeah. And the whole
later on.
family like suits up.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
Yeah, they're all
that
ready
was
to
pretty
go.
cool.
So it was really cool to see all the growth and everything that happens throughout that movie, and as a cool montage and stuff. And yeah, yeah, it's really, and I love all the tech in that movie too.
Yeah.
I wish some of that tech was real, and we're getting closer,
We're getting
but
there.
holy cow, like really neat stuff in that movie. Very imaginative.
Yeah.
That's my number two.
Okay. My number two is Wally.
Wally, yeah, it's up
Yeah.
there. It's a big
Yeah.
one. I
Wally is
know
a
what
big
her
one
number
for
one is
me.
now, guys. You maybe have figured it out. You probably figured mine out too. Yes.
Yeah. I I love Wally. He's so cute.
Mm-hmm.
The story is great. He falls in love with Evie
Mm-hmm.
and
That's
he's
the end of it.
yeah,
You can't.
I
That's it. That's
mean,
all you can do now.
that's all he can do.
Is
He
love
just
her.
is love her and
Yep.
he follows her cuz he's like, "Wait, where is she going? What happened?"
Mm-hmm.
Because of this little boot plant, you know?
And dude gets struck by lightning just to keep her dry.
Yep. Yep. And he's singing the little song with
He's
the little
holding her hand like,
trash can lid.
oh
Yeah.
yes,
It's just it is a really cute story. And then they get up to the ship and all of these humans who can't walk and they're just
yeah,
zipping around on their scooters and you're like, "Oh, so this is what happened to you to society."
no kidding.
But Wally's just trying to help clean it up because he just has got to save Evie.
That's right. It's his
Yep.
job.
It's his job.
He's
Find his
got a whole
girl.
new job now. He doesn't need
Yep.
to compact,
Trash anymore.
trash anymore.
I love and it's kind of hard because there aren't a lot of different characters in that movie that you really get to like talk to and know.
Yeah, true.
But like
It's kind of a quiet movie.
it is kind of a quiet
Yeah.
movie. The little robot with the
Mo.
Mo.
Yeah.
Mo. And there's little dots and he gets mad. Mo.
That little dude. That little dude is like just a sheer like that's life.
Yeah.
Like you think you fixed and
Mo.
cleaned it all up, and now there's more over there. Now you gotta go get that.
Now
And
you gotta
you
go
got
over
that. Now
there.
you think you're all done there, and you look, and it's all clean, good, good. And then you look for there. You gotta go all the way down. There's more. So yeah,
Mo.
yeah, yep. We got a little one of him in our house too. So he's always a constant reminder. What do we got to do next? What are we gonna see tomorrow? What are we gonna see next?
Yep.
Yep. Okay, number ones. Okay. Obviously, if you've been paying attention, mine is Toy Story.
Yep.
The original Toy Story, where it all began, 100% number one. It's gonna take a lot to beat it. Um, Nostalgia driven, hardcore decision, but that movie, even like standing on its own, Heather already mentioned it. Like, if you put that movie on TV
Yeah.
and there are people in the room,
They're gonna stop and watch
they're
it.
gonna watch this movie.
You're gonna sit down and you're gonna forget
Like,
everything else you're doing, and you're gonna be like, "Alright, it's time for Toy Story."
that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna watch the movie. And what's a movie meant for? Watching,
Watching.
okay, and enjoying. And you're going to do that. And one of the best parts about this movie, it takes little to no effort to follow it.
Oh, yeah.
It is so well done. Like, Toy Story 3 is almost a perfect movie, but you have to know the other two movies
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
follow and feel everything it has to offer. So you have to dedicate 6-ish hours
Hey, no
to,
problem.
for us, it's no problem. But if you want to sit down and just watch a movie, that's why it tops The Incredibles for me. The Incredibles, you have to pay attention, and it's
Mm.
kind of a genre specific
Yeah,
movie.
it
If
kind
you
of
don't like
is.
superheroes, if you don't like action, you're probably not going to like The Incredibles because those are its two biggest things going for it. Toy Story, on the other hand, anybody, anywhere, anytime
Yeah.
can sit down and watch 90 minutes of just joy.
Yeah.
Like, it's just so good. The moments when they're lost are still funny, even though there's some anxiety and like, will they
There's
make it home?
tension between the
Yep.
characters,
I mean,
like
Buzz and Woody are at it. And it's just, and those moments are funny, even when they're fighting. And it's like, Buzz,
Mhm.
Buzz, Buzz, Lightyear to the rescue. I mean, like, all those moments are in there. And it's just, it's such a refreshing, to this day,
Yeah.
watch.
Yeah.
Like, you're having a crap day, come home and just sit down and watch Toy Story with the kids.
Yeah.
Watch it by yourself. It's gonna make you feel
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
Like, you got Ham and Dinah, or what is it?
Rex.
Rex? Yes, you have them going at each other. Oh
Mhm.
yeah, look what you did. Like, and putting the batteries in. Oh, you got them in backwards. My it's
Mm.
positive,
Yeah.
ah,
This
and
is positive,
minus
minus
is
is
negative.
negative.
Oh, let me do it. And then, like,
Yeah.
because they're all panicking. They got to know what's going on, and look what you did, you big lizard, and like,
Mhm.
it's just, and they all love each other. They
Yeah.
do.
It
They're
says
just a
right on
big
my
family.
box, ages 3 and up.
Yeah, not supposed to be babysitting Princess
Princess
Drool.
Drool.
So yeah, this movie tops my list just so easily.
Mhm.
Uh, I mean, I started there and thought, yeah, maybe we'll go through the list, but I knew number one was going to be Toy Story to start,
What's funny
and it
is
just
that
can't be
our
beat.
method was the same.
Okay.
Like, I started with Toy Story at the top,
Oh, did you?
and then I kinda went through and I was like, "Okay, okay," and then I redid mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. My number 1 is Up.
Yeah. It's a good one.
It is a good one. Carl and Ellie, like, I just love their story. It's sad, but I love their story.
Yeah. Good story though.
And the movie just progressively gets better and funnier, and it's just squirrel.
Gets a little action heavy in it too, which was
The
cool.
snipe finds the snipe, and they're feeding
Mm-hmm.
it chocolate, and it follows them,
Mm-hmm.
and then you realize why she's crying, like,
Right.
it's a her and
Babies.
her babies, and yeah. It's just I agree, you didn't see the bad guy coming, like, you were like,
Mm-hmm.
"What the heck?" But, yeah. It's beautiful. Like, think about
Yep.
the scene where the house and the colors go through the balloons
Yep. That was a
in
hard one to
that
do.
girl's room. Ugh.
Yep. I saw the making of that one. That was pretty impressive how they made that happen. It's a
Yeah.
lot going on there to
Yeah.
to make all them colors push through a window into another room.
And and I guess not so much nostalgia, because what year did Up come out?
9.
2009? So, it just it is kinda nostalgic because, like, going through 2009, we had our son,
Right.
and, the beginning of the movie, they wanna have a baby, and then they
Mm-hmm.
can't, and
Yep.
I don't it just has a tender place in my heart.
Oh yes. Yes, it's a big one. It's my number three, so it's a
Yeah.
top three movie for mine as well
Yeah.
when it comes to Pixar. Um, yeah, we were pretty close on our top five.
Yeah, we were.
So they were all. Where was Cars for you?
Cars was number 4.
Yeah, so we tied on Cars. That's right.
Mhm.
And then you had Toy Story 3 for five.
No, my number 5 was Incredibles.
Incredibles. Okay, so yeah,
Yeah.
mine was 2, and then
Mhm.
okay, but in our top 5, we had the same movies. What was? Let me see your list. Just spin it over here. I'm curious now. Okay, so Wally was the only one that wasn't in
Yeah.
our top 5.
Yeah. Wally was
Yeah,
farther down for you.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Wally was number 7 for me.
Yeah.
So, but he was still what, 4 for you or 3?
2.
Oh, Wally was 2. Okay,
Mhm.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Pixar hits hard. They know what they're
Yep.
doing.
They do know what they're doing.
I do think they've lost a little of what they used to do.
I was just gonna say that. I think that they have not been producing the same quality.
Yeah,
Because
that's
if you look
why.
at our list, the newer movies
Yep,
are at the bottom.
yep. That's exactly what I was gonna say. I was looking at the list earlier today, going through it one more time before we sat down to talk, and I'm like, well, number 11 is Incredibles 2 for me, and that was in 2018. And then number 10 for me was Toy Story 4, which was in 19. Everything above Toy Story was made before 2010. I was like, oh. And then everything below was made, most of it was, there are only Finding Nemo, A Bug's Life, and that's it that were made prior.
Yeah.
And those are still good movies, but they just aren't the same, as why we chose the other ones.
Right. They don't
But
quite hit the same.
literally the last 17 movies on my list are all relatively new,
Yeah.
and they just don't feel the same
No,
as before.
they don't. Which is sad.
The last one that felt like a real Pixar movie to me was Toy Story 3. As far
Yeah.
as age of like when they launched, 2010 is when it came out. Toy Story 4 was good, but it still didn't have that
Yeah,
feeling of Pixar.
no. It did not have that feeling of Pixar. Like it just felt like another animated movie.
And even Incredibles 2 did not feel like a Pixar,
Pixar
you know what I
movie.
mean? It felt like
Yeah.
they were kind of
Yeah.
leaning a little in the Marvel area,
Yeah.
with the bad guy they had and the way they were portraying him and stuff. Um, Obviously, we said the same about Lightyear. Um, but I still want to watch Lightyear anyway because I like that it fits in the story with Toy Story,
Yeah.
So,
And
um,
maybe rewatching it will like it more.
yeah, it's
You
a good
never know.
possibility. Yeah. And I guess, you know what? All things considered, Lightyear is a prequel.
Mm,
It takes place before Toy Story. It would, in chronological order, it would be the first in the Toy Story movies because
oh yeah, because that's how
it's
Buzz
of the
becomes
character
popular.
became,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Um
Well, I think there's quite a few on here we're gonna have to watch again.
oh yeah, I'm sure we will. Yeah. Well, I don't know, but you guys got to tell us what your, at least got to hit us on your number one. What
Yeah.
your
What
number
your number
one,
one Pixar movie
yeah.
is.
You got to tell us your top one and why. Hit us in the comments or over in chat on Twitch here when we're streaming. We'll always talk about old stuff too. Whenever we're
Yep,
streaming something new, we'll still bring up old stuff. That's how life goes.
that's right.
Um, but yeah, we only matched up on number 4 and number 18. The rest of them not
Yep.
even close. I mean,
Nope.
kind of,
I
sort of.
mean, kind of. Some of them were within one or two.
Yeah, but yes, we'll do more of these.
Hmm.
Um, I like doing the little rankings list. Lets us talk about multiple movies all at the same time. I think they're more fun that way.
They are fun. The only thing is now I want to go watch all these movies.
Yeah, it's a lot of hours
And
to
there's
set
not, I was gonna
aside.
say, there's not enough time in the day to do this.
Not quite. Um, I was trying to think of the next ones to do. Maybe if we did any. I think we would just do like top 5 on some. Like a top five Disney movies or something like
Mm,
that. That kind of thing.
that'd be cool. I'm
Because
game.
there'd be a lot to go through to think
Oh,
about on
yeah.
those. So it'd take some time to figure out which ones those would be. But we can still sit down and do those.
Hmm.
Do a top 5 and a bottom 5 or something like that. Number 1 in chat, Finding Nemo. Okay.
Christy. Okay.
All right, Christy, I get it. That's a good
Yeah.
one. That's a good one. That's like right in the middle of my list. So I don't remember where it landed. Yours higher than yours.
Yeah, it was number 9. It was in my
See,
top 10.
see, I dated and numbered and everything on
Yeah, and
mine. You
see,
know,
I
she's
just
over here
typed mine
counting by the
out.
fingers and stuff. You know.
Some of us are a little more
Well,
OCD
I'm
than
curious on
others.
why Finding Nemo. Let us know. I want to know your thoughts on that one. But yeah, I would absolutely go watch my top 10 movies right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. I'm already thinking like, what are we gonna watch when we go inside?
Well, we got to finish Landman.
Oh yeah, that's true too. Ah, that's a good show. Not that that's
That
what
is a
this is
good
about.
show, and we
We're gonna
will.
have to talk about that.
Yep, exactly. We will have a sit down right here on the channel and talk about Landman. We are 2 episodes away from finishing it, and
We might be able to finish it tonight.
maybe it's a hell of a show. It's a hell of a show. I can tell you that much. So there will be good things to say about it. So if you guys want to tune in for that one, check us out. Yeah,
Or
just
if you
keep
haven't heard of it, go
follow.
watch it.
Yeah, go watch it if you guys can find it. It's on Paramount Plus, so I apologize for that because
Yeah,
it
because Paramount Plus
should
sucks,
be on
but
something better. But um, Billy Bob Thornton, he's the big guy in it. So and the dude can act. Holy crap!
oh my gosh, yes.
So yeah, make sure if you guys are in chat or if you're checking out later, hit up the Twitch and let us know. Or well, don't let us know, but we'll let you know when we go live. If you just hit the follow, hit the old heart there and follow us, you'll see when we go live. Maybe streaming games, maybe talking movies, television, whatever. The notification will tell you if we're gonna be chatting movies or not. But yeah, chat. What do you got? I have enjoyed the humor in Finding Nemo and how colorful it is. Yep,
Yep.
those are solid points for sure. Um, Definitely a funny movie. You know, oh, you made me ink. You know that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, come
I'm
on.
gonna touch the butt.
Yeah. Yep.
Don't touch the
Ooh,
butt.
we
I'm
touched the
gonna
butt.
touch the butt.
He did it. He's like, Nemo, you get back here. You get back here. And he's like, oh. And he touched. He's like, he did it.
Yep, he just goes.
Like, pap. Like just a smug little
Yep.
kid. You
Yep.
know.
It's like a little kid, like, I'm gonna do it
Like you
anyway.
you watch me. You watch me do it. And then yeah, obviously to keep on swimming and the surfer dude and
Mm-hmm.
Christy in chat. What is this?
Squirt.
A squirt? But what is this? What is the surfer turtle's name? It's
The
something.
older one.
Yes, I cannot remember his
Isn't
name.
it Squirt's dad?
Yeah, and I can't remember his name though, because he's like, "Bye, so and so." When they go out of the one stream, that takes them south down toward Australia or something, right? Um, or maybe it's north. I don't remember, but Australia is north, right?
Crush.
Crush. That's it. That's it. Yes.
Crush.
Yeah, yeah. He's a cool dude. I liked him. He's on like some of the boats and stuff now. When you go on like the
Mm-hmm. Like the
cruises, he'll talk
cruises.
to everybody and
Yeah.
stuff. It's kind of cool. Um, but yeah, Finding Nemo is a good one. As much as it drove me nuts for at least a year at work, it's one that grows on you. Still, still hitting the top half of my list, which is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Let us know too if you guys want us to do any other lists like this. We're game for that.
Yeah.
We're always down to please the crowd. So let us know on that. We got all the social medias you can find us on. It's at Loud Thumbs everywhere. And then yeah, we have TikTok. We're on geez, everything. Instagram, YouTube, Facebook.
Facebook.
Facebook is
Twitch.
more like under just me personally, really. So you can
Mm.
find me. Nick Hale is me. But most of the stuff I don't do on Facebook, honestly. I don't think that's where our crowd's at. But I do most of the stuff here on TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube is my main places you'll find. I'm doing Instagram now, but I'm I'm not down with the gram. You know what I mean? I gotta get younger. I gotta
Not
feel
in
younger or
with the
something.
gram.
Yeah, exactly. I might have to have my son take over the Instagram or something. He's the one that could probably do that better than me.
I probably could.
But yeah, check us out on any of those video game stuff, movies, television. Pretty much, that's why it's called Loud Thumbs
Yeah.
Entertainment. So you got thumbs, you gotta use them for those controllers. You gotta keep them loud. But this was fun. I'm glad we
Yeah.
finally got to do it. I think
I
we've been waiting
know.
like 2 years
Yeah,
to
I
read
would
this
say I
list
think it's
off.
been like 2 years.
It
I
has to have been close because we had to add Elemental and Inside Out, and Elemental is a 2023 movie.
Yeah, we had to, Inside Out 2 we had to
Inside
add.
Out 2,
Yeah.
sorry, yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's at least been
At least.
close. I don't know when Elemental launched in the year, but I know it was 2023. So again, thanks for guys, all of you watching, tuning in, following the channel. Um, say thank you to our newest followers here recently. Brian Dunaway, thanks for the follow. Big Al 867, appreciate the follow.
Is that the Chicken Man?
Maybe Big Al. That's the Big Al toy store. Big Al's toy store.
Yep.
Okay, that might be right. Stacey Wazy, appreciate the follow. 901 Dad 55, thanks for the follow. And C or K Lynch 183, and that's Christy. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. And hopefully you guys tune in some more when you see us back on live. We're always wanting to chat and talk movies, games, or whatever. So we'll be back on again. Oh, eventually.
Yeah, it won't be 2 years. It'll be before.
Yeah, that's a good point. We won't make it 2 years.
No.
We actually have a room done and we're able to sit in and
Yes.
play and talk and do all those things. So it will not be 2
It
years.
will not.
Might be 2 days. Who knows? We finish Landman. We want to sit down and talk about
Yeah,
that
we
while it's
might.
fresh up here
Yep.
because things up here tend to escape
Yep.
way faster than they used to.
Yep. Thanks, kids.
Yes, appreciate that. Just absorbing my brain somehow. All right, well, I think we're getting out of here for tonight. I appreciate everybody tuning in and saying hey, and I guess we'll catch you on the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if she'll be here or not, but on the movie stuff, it's always going to be the both of us.
Yep.
So movies and TV, tune in for us on the couch, as you see right down here on the couch, is where we'll be hanging out, and audio platforms and stuff like that. I'm not going to do yet. So if you try and get podcast stuff for this yet, I'm not going to do them yet, but I will work on getting that in the future. So tune into that too over on like they do exist on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and stuff like that. Just search the couch and you should find us under Loud Thumbs Entertainment. So I got the movies and the TV here, and we got the games over in the game room.
Yep.
So, but like I always say, until next time, go grab a controller and keep those thumbs loud.